fuck is this person thinking about? This person's trying to think about committing murder.
You have this complex thing where you think the government's watching you.
Well, no. I'm not crazy.
Hey, you told me that once. I remember.
I know.
Alright.
But this is just something that it would be funny to think about, because what if
kind of like your FBI agent watching you through your phone, type of
hey,
thing.
His name is Carl.
Yeah, everybody thinks they've got their own personal FBI agent, like it's a meme culture thing now.
The pigeons, man.
The pigeons. Hey.
Well, we have Cletus thinking about the raccoons.
Yeah. Hey, dead ass. Zach made a good point. In the early days of COVID, like in the early days of the lockdown, there weren't any pigeons. There weren't any birds outside. I wasn't seeing birds on on street cables and shit, or like walking around or anything. Like, it weirded me out that there were no birds. I'm like, bruh. Oh, but by the way, I am recording now. Thought I'd let you know we can't talk about the super controversial medicine for the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Like the last episode you were on. Can't talk about the V word at all, sadly.
Virgins?
No. Not that one.
What if you have a code name for it?
It rhymes with Maxine.
Maxine pads?
Yeah, Maxine pads.
Yeah.
It rhymes with Maxine, but starts with a V. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Can't talk about that because I got my tiny ass YouTube channel got strucken for that. We got hit with the hand of God for a week.
Well, apparently, fucking with the talismans?
Algorithms? The fuck
fucking thing that
about?
Moses finds those the tablets. And those tablets.
Yeah, but what are you saying about tablets? I'm confused. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're referring to God fucking smiting people. Never mind, that makes more sense now. You had me confused as shit. I'm like, what? But yeah.
And man, you went to a Christian school.
I did for a while, yeah. You know, photographer went to a Catholic school too, just a different one. And we both ended up going to public high school, and when we were done with that, we both were like anti-religion as shit when we met each other in high school, which was funny. Have we talked? Did we talk about that last episode? Do you believe in God?
Yeah, I don't believe in God.
Nothing. You don't believe in it at all?
No.
So, do you think the universe is like coincidence, like it's random? Like do you think everything just happened by accident?
This is what I think. I think that we're living our own story. That would basically reincarnation, yes, but just saying hypothetically, when we die, is basically it's not just Earth that we're living a simple life. There could be other planets where we get reincarnated into something else and living that life in another system and another different reality.
What do you I disagree with you personally, but like I want to understand your logic behind it, or how you think things work, because that perspective's pretty interesting. You've always had like a super kind of like hippie Buddha perspective thing. I think it's because your dad's like a pacifist and shit.
He is Catholic though.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Time out. He's Catholic and he's pacifist?
He's a pacifist, which he doesn't condone violence, of course. But
should show
my mom and dad
Catholic
are
history.
They took me. I was in a Catholic school for a while because we had to pass my first communion, whatever you guys call it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, how long were you in there? Were you in there till first communion, or were you in there till confirmation in 8th grade?
I never passed my confirmation.
Okay. I actually got confirmed and everything to the Catholic Church, but
my mom said like, yeah.
Problem is like every step of the way I like didn't want to do it, so I'm like a fake Catholic. But yeah. But yeah, I got a question for you, like about why, like, what led you to believe in like reincarnation and stuff? And do you kind of like believe in the hippie kind of like we're all connected, like life and all of the universe is connected or something?
I do not think that way. I
Then
think
what mystical force reincarnates you in different places?
whatever I think is taking control of our own our own mind, basically. So, like, say somebody dies
Mm-hmm.
in a most horrible way. Say they got run over, and when they get how I say when they get spawned,
Spawned. Yep. When they get
yeah,
spawned.
basically,
Yep.
yeah,
Like a
no
video
extra
game.
life,
Right.
yeah, and there's somebody there telling you about this isn't the first body you died in. There's another body that in your past life, but in somebody else's body in different reality roles. So there's a reason why it's happening. How do I explain it more into details? So when that first body dies, you get put into another body, and you live another life. You don't have any. You don't have anything in your memories kept. You basically start over, and again and again and again.
But the consciousness stays the same. Like your mind or your spirit or whatever the fuck you believe in is the same thing, just put in a different vessel somewhere else.
Yeah, because there's this one thing that got me thinking. One of my friends, and it has always stuck with me. It was middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody and I had the same birthmark, literally the same spot, the same shape. It was weird, and he literally said, "Wait, what if this is how we died? This is why we have this birthmark because either something happened that got us killed from there. This is why we both have the same birthmarks." And it just got me thinking, like, wait, so if people have birthmarks and people who doesn't have birthmarks, does that mean people who have birthmarks have lived their life in a different body, in a different reality time? But people who don't have birthmarks have just began their adventure. Not adventure, but had begun their reality lives. And it just got me thinking. It still gets me thinking, saying, like, I have those moments where if it's like, why the fuck am I here? What am I supposed to do? What's my purpose? And it's nothing. Because if I die, there is nothing that will be completed. There's nothing that's ever going to be finished, which is weird. Because if you're living in a different body, in a different reality, it's just pointless. That's why I don't believe in God. Because I don't know why we're even here.
You're a bit nihilistic
I feel
about
like
some stuff.
okay.
Not nihilistic means like here, I'll look up a definition of it real quick to have it make sense. And I'm not judging you. Like the most logical conclusion to the universe a lot of the time, especially depending on how you look at it, is to be nihilistic about stuff. It's something DJ struggles with a lot actually, and he talks to me a lot because you know like I'm the guy that like a bunch of people in our friend group go and talk to and stuff. But here, nihilism. I spelled it wrong because I've got a high school education. What?
Yeah.
Well, that's oversimplifying it. Okay, here we go. This one's a little bit better. So, according to the internet, nihilism, or being nihilistic, first most normal definition is the rejection of all religious and moral principles and the belief that life is meaningless. So, you obviously haven't rejected morality and you haven't rejected religion. You reject God, but like your religion is you believe in reincarnation. You have faith in that, therefore that's your religion. You get what I'm saying? Like by what you're telling me, Hema, you're very religious. You're just not Christian. But
I'm Catholic.
you're not Catholic if you don't believe in a God. You were raised Catholic, but your religion is whatever you practice. You practice like almost some kind of like neo-Buddhism shit, where you believe in reincarnation and stuff.
I think I'm questioning my parents because they say we're Catholic, but my dad's sister is Christian. She's fucking way beyond Christian, like one of those nutties.
Well, there's so many different sects of Christianity, like you've got Catholics, you've got Protestants, you've got Seventh Day Adventists, which just sound like culty as shit, but they're actually pretty tame. There's there's like a bunch of different kinds of Christian. There's Baptist. There's all this stuff.
What type of
Yeah.
Christian she is, but she's the one that, when I had a sleepover with my cousins, she literally read us the Bible for a bedtime story, which I never had a bedtime story when she gave that to us. I'm like, yeah, I wish I would never lived this life with them.
You
It was
really
just fucking.
didn't like that? It weirded you out a little bit?
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck reads a Bible to like a 7-year-old?
Well, not to mention 7-year-olds don't have like a high enough lexile or comprehension ability to even know what it's saying. I struggle to read the Bible sometimes, bro. That shit is written complicated as shit at times, and I read a lot of books.
If you read something that complicated to a child who's fucking beyond retarded, there's no gonna be a reason for that child to read a book ever again or to touch one.
It is a good way. Yeah, a lot of those people, like those crazy fanatic religious people, they don't realize that like exposing it to kids too early and like pushing it on too strong is going to turn people away, not make them want to do it.
I don't know why it happened to me, but I do believe because I followed in my brother's footsteps because he is atheist. He doesn't follow with any religion.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want to be atheist. I wanted to believe in something.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you believe in anything at all, then you're not atheist. That's the problem. Like, how do I explain it? There's something about human beings since the beginning of human civilization where we have to have some kind of religious belief. It doesn't have to be a god. It doesn't have to believe that, like, you don't have to believe in a god king. Like, you know, that's what they do in North Korea. They think Kim Jong-un is actually a god.
Really?
Yeah. It's not just stuff like that. A lot of the time it's just believing that you have a purpose. Believing that there's, like, a pattern to life, that there's something specific you're supposed to do, like a plan type of thing. That helps a lot of people just get to bed at night. Like, how do I explain it? You're a little nihilistic about it, because, yeah, you believe in reincarnation, which is way better than just, like, being straight atheist. Because, like, for instance, people who believe in a lot of science and so on would declare atheism because they're like, there's no proof a god exists, therefore he doesn't exist. Occam's razor, which means the simplest solution is the answer. They go the simplest solution route, and it's like, there's no way there is a god, there's no way religion's real, there's nothing, this life is random, kinda, is what, like, super scientific atheistic kind of people will say. But then there's me, who's super scientific about it, which makes me believe in a god. The big question is what that god is. Because I believe in this concept called intelligent design.
The big lizard, I believe that's our god.
It could be. It could be a spaghetti monster. That's what because atheists declare themselves a national religion, by the way. They're legally a religion. And
no fucking way.
Oh, yeah, and their god is a big spaghetti god.
Fucking way!
Yeah.
I want to join that.
You can, whatever
I
floats
love
your
spaghettis.
boat. Whatever floats your boat. But what needs to be understood is, I believe in intelligent design. So, like, for instance, if you go walk in a field in nature, okay, and you see trees, and you see grass, you see a little stream and everything, none of that's man-made, right?
Oh, fuck. Adam and Eve. Okay.
What? What'd you say?
Says fuck. It's bringing us being on flashbacks. Fucking Adam and Eve in the forest.
Hey, I didn't say rice patties, alright? Relax. All right.
Go ahead, though.
But, you go out there, and that's nature, right? We call it nature because it's natural, because we can't create it ourselves, and two, like, it's a force we don't totally understand, life, right?
Like genders now, yeah.
Yeah. But, if you found, what's a good example? Well, if you found a smartphone in the middle of that field, that implies it was made by a person, right? Smartphones don't grow on trees. Smartphones, like, they're made in a factory. The minerals are mined out of the ground somewhere. There's people who had to put it together who were paid to do that. Like you get what I'm saying? Like, smartphones are not part of nature. They have intelligent design, the way they've been designed and created and fabricated and all this kind of stuff that's not natural. Well, you've got people like me who look at the universe and our planet and nature and everything and think it's intelligent design. I think something somewhere designed this to work the way it works so that it doesn't burn itself out.
Which, honestly, it's like, Well, like say with that, if that existed before we even came to this world,
Yeah.
the first person I came across would be like, "What the fuck is this?"
You mean a smartphone?
Yeah, like if
Yeah.
it like thinking that I bet that first mind that the person finds like a phone, it doesn't know what it
Well,
is.
they'd
It
think
doesn't
it's
know what it
natural.
does.
They'd think it's a force of nature because
Yeah.
they wouldn't know. Human beings are only capable of declaring things unnatural if they created it themselves.
I do have something to say, which I did not know. I really recently found out yesterday, I believe.
Hmm.
I did not know Norman was a religion.
Mormon?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's another sect of Christianity.
I thought it was just those people who are Christians or Catholic people that come knocking on your doors, and that's what they call people who
No,
knock
those
on
are
your doors instead of
Jehovah's
calling like
Witnesses.
a salesperson that comes to your
That's a
doors.
different one. That's a Jehovah's Witness.
Jehovah's Witness. Oh yeah, that's right.
There's Jehovah's Witnesses, which are just like a kind of more radical sect of Christianity, and then there's Mormonism, and there's different sects of Mormonism as well. Like, how to explain it?
What?
Yeah, like there's super radical Mormonism where they've got like multiple wives and like have this weird Old Testament structure of their homes and all this kind of stuff. Like it's kind of really fucked up. But then there's more modern day Mormonism where they're just super chill and have no problems with anybody. You gotta understand, Hema, there's like all it takes is for two people to believe in the same thing, a different interpretation of the Bible, and now there's a new type of Christianity.
Is that the Normans?
That happened a while ago. So like you know the story you were probably taught in like history class or something. When Europeans first got to the United States, they started on the East Coast, and over around 100 years or so, we expanded to the West, and eventually, like the gold rush led to us colonizing California and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Well, Utah, where Mormons are from, there was a sect of like something that happened very often during our westward expansion, because most of the United States has always been Christian, especially at its founding. But whenever a new sect of Christianity is formed, the old sect doesn't like it very much. Like for instance, the Protestants came from the Catholics during like the medieval ages or something. Martin Luther founded Protestantism, and the Catholics were pissed, and they fought wars. Like I think millions of people have died over the centuries just because Protestants and Catholics fought each other. Like
Yeah, that makes
often.
sense.
Yeah, just because they disagreed about how the Bible should be interpreted. Well, where the Mormons came from is somebody had a different interpretation of the Bible, and they expanded out west towards Utah, which is like northeast of California, and it's where Las Vegas is, actually. I think, or Las Vegas is in Nevada, I think, but they're in that general area, whatever. But Mormonism founded itself up there, and somebody interpreted, like for instance, in the Middle East, Islam and stuff, Muslims. There's a lot of sects of Islam that believe in having multiple wives, having like a harem of wives and stuff. Mormonism,
Yeah.
yeah, Mormonism started out doing the same thing.
What the fuck?
Well, it's not so. For instance, I think harems are bad, and I'm not into that at all, right? But if you read the Bible, a very old, ancient text compared to civilization, and so on, um,
Basically, Bible Twitter.
well, yeah,
Go ahead,
it references Bible Twitter. It references people of power and men having like harems a lot because that's what the culture was like during the time the Bible was written. Basically, in any society that practices slavery, it's pretty likely that the top of that society, whether it be men or just like any society that practices slavery, is probably going to have a harem on top, because that's what men in huge amounts of power have done throughout history. It's only in the modern day that doesn't happen as often, because that's just what power hungry dudes do, I guess, is they have multiple wives.
JFK.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even in a more modern society where there's no legal type of harem, JFK still slept around with a bunch of different women.
Huh. And my man.
And yeah, in that way, he had a harem. By the way, I saw this really weird picture. You know, JFK's legitimate wife, like Jackie, or whatever the hell
Mhm.
her name was. Um, Fucking somebody photoshopped this picture where it's JFK like wearing a modern day like fuckboy outfit, like he's wearing like those super short khaki shorts and like a buttoned up shirt or something with his hair slicked to the
Okay.
side, and he's sitting in like a beach house holding a PlayStation controller looking at a TV.
Yeah.
And like PlayStation didn't exist like when JFK was president, but
Mhm.
it's there, and Jackie's like dressed like some modern day like hoe or something from a high school, just like sitting next to him on the floor.
No.
Yeah, and it's just it was just the weirdest. And they're like in some old beach house or something. It was the weirdest shit I've ever seen. And one of my friends from college had it as their background on their wallpaper on their phone.
What is wrong with them?
Well, no, it wasn't like inappropriate or anything. It was just them
No,
dressing like modern day people. Oh, it was
it's
weird.
just so weird.
It's so weird. So weird. This guy was hilarious. His name was Forrest. He went to college with me when I was away for my freshman year playing football. And
That guy
he's
has like a creative mind.
oh yeah, he's the funniest fucking dude ever. Like he killed me. But yeah, that was funny. But yeah, I believe in intelligent design. So like for instance, I think like especially if you look at the solar system and like how the solar system orbits other solar systems, and those solar systems orbit the galaxy, and that galaxy orbits other galaxies, and like if you if you really think about it and like zoom out really far, it looks like a bunch of gears spinning in a machine, which got me thinking that like all of
Wait,
reality
what
is
do you
just a big
mean?
gravity machine. Okay, so here, think about a bike. You know how a bike
Mhm.
has two spinning gears on it with a chain going around
Yeah.
them? And as you push the pedals, the chain moves, and that's what propels the bike forward.
Mhm.
So now take those two gears that spin the chain and just put two solar systems there. And as the planets spin around those suns and those solar systems, and those two solar systems spin around each other, they're moving the chain that is reality. Gravity.
No.
No?
No.
Why no? I think I'm right.
Okay.
This is why I believe in intelligent design. I think it's a machine. I think it all makes sense.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying though.
Mm-hmm. No, I can't.
Um,
I don't personally believe in the reincarnation thing, but I can't like disprove it either. So I'm just open to it, and I'm open to hearing you talk about it. But yeah,
like I actually had like a little bit of disbelief in history class because obviously they won't tell you about Jesus not in public school.
yeah. But the only reason they don't tell you about Jesus isn't because he didn't exist. It's because it's controversial.
God, there's always a girl that I don't know what kind of religion she was because you always have to wear a skirt.
A skirt?
Yeah, like these type of girls in California, like they
That's
always have like a skirt.
there's a few Christian religions that do that, but yeah.
I never understood it, and I apparently if I asked, it's offended. But it's like I'm actually genuinely like what's the religion for it?
Well, that's where a lot of religions go wrong. Is they either get offended or get pissed off when you criticize them, and it's like you got to talk to people for them to ever want to join your fucking religion. If you don't talk to them and explain the merits of it, then they'll never want to do it. But yeah,
No, but that,
there's a few Christianity things that do that. They just enforce a dress code because they want to enforce that. And I don't agree with the dress code for anybody listening. I'm just trying to be objective and fucking honest about what I know about stuff. Not shit on anybody, but a lot of religions enforce a dress code, especially on their young people, to ensure that like the religion is presented a certain way out in public to make sure that they seem clean. And also they reject modernity or modern culture. Like, you know, these days a lot of girls will dress like kind of slutty and stuff, and that's socially acceptable.
socially, yes.
Yeah,
And a lot
and
of people will not disagree on that.
right, and that religion is denying that. It's rejecting that. It's trying to make sure that never happens, especially with their young people, which is why they enforce a dress code.
But dude, I always see them in the wintertime. They fucking toughen that shit out.
Oh yeah.
It's like people in Russia, like they fucking wear like short sleeves, and when it's like the wintertime, like goddamn, people
Yeah,
are
like generally those religions, the sects of Christianity, they make the men always have to wear pants. They can't wear shorts, and the women have to wear skirts or dresses. They can't wear pants because like a lot of the time with those traditional religions, they also believe in like traditional gender roles and stuff. Like men wear the pants because men work and men go outside to work and they build shit and all that kind of stuff. And they believe women do shit around the house all the time. So why the fuck would they need pants? And that's how they look at it a lot of the time. Or that might not be how they look at it anymore. That's just where it came from. If that makes any sense. But yeah.
A little mix. It's a mix. It makes a little sense.
Well, that used to be what our culture was for a long time. Like think about the Puritans, the Pilgrims, when they came and colonized.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're recreating. You know how they all wore the same shit, and there was a dress code for women and men. That's what they're recreating.
There's a name for that.
Puritan is what it was.
What are the other ones?
The other ones.
Sorry.
Amish people? Are you referring to Amish people? Yeah. Amish people were actually founded here, though, by the way. That religion started here in the United States.
Which is that religion? Which is that?
Oh, it's the one where they reject technology a bit.
Oh, like, so modern?
Yeah, they want to live as, like, traditional and simplistic of a life as possible. So, like, they're the people who still ride horses and shit. And carriages.
So they get the chicken pox?
Yeah. Well, actually, they might vaccinate themselves sometimes. Like, just like there's different sects of Christianity, there's different sects of Amish as well. So one is like hardcore, we will not use anything that was touched by technology ever type of shit. While another one's like in the middle, like in their free time, in their family life, no technology, but if they go to work, they can like go use a tractor or something because it's more efficient. Like there's a version of it where you're allowed to use technology and stuff to get work done. Like some of them have cell phones just like for using work related stuff and communicating and stuff. And then there's other ones where they just like have to dress that way, but they can do whatever the fuck they want. They can own cars, they can like there's like 3 versions of it.
Well, I had a couple of Amish people come into our store. And I was like, what the fuck are they buying? What? I literally
what are Amish people doing in a technology store? Yeah.
You know what they got?
What?
They literally got I'm trying to remember what it was. They came in to get a charger for their, I believe it was for their phones.
Right.
And then they were still walking around. They were fucking astonished at looking on a TV.
It's like going to an alien planet, dude.
They're like, holy shit. Like, they were literally at least standing there for like at least an hour or 2 hours. And that was me just watching them for an hour or 2 hours. We were not busy all day.
They create their own communities and stuff in the Midwest and like plains of our country, and they just isolate themselves from everybody because they believe a, how do I explain it? A simplistic life is a happier lifestyle and a more fulfilling lifestyle. And, you know, in some ways they're kind of right, but it's also super Christianity based, which like makes me pretty, I'm good.
I saw them again out like in the next morning, and I was like, "Oh, they just got a Bed and Bath and Beyond." So they had a couple bags on them, but I was literally, I get out of my car and I was just looking everywhere in the parking lot, to see if I could find a fucking horse. But a van pulls up, like a green van, a Honda, and they all get in the van. I was like, "Huh."
No, they can do depending on which sect of Amish they are, right? And also depending on, because like I think every Amish community has like community leaders and like religious leaders and stuff, and they've got times where they can bend the rules. Like for instance, if there's a specific store you have to get to, like that, right? And a horse can't make it that far, because like what if it's over 100 miles away from where they're living?
And the fucking heat sucks here.
A horse ain't gonna make it, so they'll rent a van and they'll go do it.
Yeah.
But no, when they do rent a van and go into like a city they don't live near and stuff, because you know obviously travel isn't like a big thing for Amish people. Fucking, if they do rent a van, they bring like half the fucking town with them, because everybody's like, "Oh shit, this is my chance," and everybody hops in the van and they go. They like,
drive to the sunset.
Yeah, they're like tourists that day, to whatever like modern place they go to. But yeah,
So
that's how it
amazing
works.
to see them. Because I know I would not live a fucking day without my technology.
Yeah, like, we fantasize about all these medieval worlds and these fantasy worlds and these video games and all this stuff where we're like reliving the past. And like we watch Game of Thrones and all this kind of shit, but then I think about it and like that shit would suck ass. Like them bitches don't even have toilet paper, bro. Like,
Dude, I always go for the Lannisters. That show is fucking fire.
oh yeah. Wait, you're on the Lannister side?
Oh hell yeah!
Hello.
Don't get me wrong.
They're
the incest
evil.
No. The incest. Listen here. The two siblings are evil, but the fucking
Yes, they
knowledgeable
are.
man, Peter
Push-
Dinklage.
In the
Peter
third, yeah, okay. Tyrion
Peter Dinklage.
isn't a Lannister. Tyrion's not a Lannister.
Yes, he is.
Not
Technically,
anymore.
he is a Lannister.
He's not part of House Lannister though. He's part of House Targaryen, and then part of House
Which
Snow.
was taken by force
Or not
and
House
was
Snow, the
tortured.
Starks. Whatever. He switches sides. Like the houses aren't just family based. The houses are whose side are you on, and he's on the Starks. He's pro Stark.
I still, from the beginning of the seasons, he is Lannister, so I always stuck with tight.
Well, he's still Tyrion Lannister. Like, don't get me
He was
wrong.
such a badass.
He's my favorite character in the entire thing. Me too, but that doesn't make me pro Lannister. Fuck the Lannisters, bro.
Dude,
Evil
it was just an
bastards.
interesting. I like the villains. That's just me. I love villains. They always tend to win. That was the only reason I did like the show because most villains don't really see them. You don't really see them win.
Right.
Fuck the good people. They could fucking die. I want a good plot. That's what I got. But for the last season, that shit fucking sucked.
Yeah, I was about to say, if it wasn't for the last season, I actually would like Jaime as a character. Even with everything he did wrong, he just had like the craziest character arc ever.
Oh, dude, when he left that poor woman alone, he
Yeah,
like left
Brienne
her
of
and
Tarth.
went back.
Yeah,
Dude,
that was
that
sad.
sucked.
Yeah,
I was so mad though that she
That's-
was the.
that was shitty writing. Is
Yeah.
what that was. That was shit writing.
I did not know she was a virgin though. That was actually coming off guard.
That didn't catch me off guard. Who the fuck would she have had sex with?
Yeah, no, somebody's by force.
She's huge. Good
Well, I'm
luck.
talking about,
Only
I'm talking about her young age before she got.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, good luck, you need a bear to do that. Damn it.
Oh god. The. What was I gonna say? What was the fucking lady that she fucked her brother? What was her name?
Cersei? Yeah.
When we found out that she was pregnant in the season, I was like, oh, I hope that fetus dies. Oh, they don't get to live.
Yeah, when you look at Tommen, who's just like the biggest bitch in the world, and Joffrey, who's a psychopath, you're just like, please don't have another one. Please
Although
just let
her
it die.
second son was actually a good guy.
Yeah, Tommen was a good guy, but he was pathetic. Like,
He was weak.
yeah, he was weak. Like, I don't like doing the Darwinism or like the strong survive kind of thing, but in that kind of world, and if you're gonna be a king, you gotta be kind of rough on him. King's gotta be strong.
When he found out that his queen died, when they were doing like the whole, the wedding.
Yeah, the ceremony thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
thought he was gonna be-
I don't think it was. Oh yeah, it was their wedding. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, because he was supposed to meet her at the ceremony.
And before he
But-
left for the ceremony, it blew up from the wildfire.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that was sick animation.
Oh yeah, the wildfire stuff is cool. Like I remember when they lit the Blackwater Bay on fire as well.
That was
epic.
an awesome scene.
Oh yeah. Actually, my second favorite character other than Tyrion is trying to remember, John of the Blackwater or something is what his name was. It's the mercenary that was Tyrion's friend the whole time. That like
British
just,
guy.
yeah, he's a British guy. He just wanted.
I like that. Was pretty funny.
Yeah, he just wanted. He's funny as hell, and he just wanted to become a lord and be rich so bad. And that guy was funny as hell. And he's also the one who lit the Blackwater Bay on fire, so he got like the nickname of it and all that kind of shit, which is cool.
Huh.
But yeah.
Did he live? I don't remember him.
Yeah, he lived through the whole thing, I believe.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't just live through the whole thing. He's the master of coin now for Bran.
That's right.
Yeah, he's in charge of all of the money in the entire kingdom now.
Oh, dude,
Braun. His name's Braun. Yeah, I remember
Braun.
now.
Uh, that was some crazy thing. They did sidetrack a lot of storylines though. Like they just really ditched certain characters in order to make it like a short season.
Yeah, like honestly, they didn't do the worst job. The problem is they had to wrap up this story before the books were written to wrap it up. The author of Game of Thrones isn't the one who wrote this story.
Oh, it was
R.R. Martin or whatever his name is, or J.R. Martin, something like that.
I think it was RR.
Yeah, he wrote the Game of Thrones books. In the Game of Thrones books, the seasons moved faster than he wrote the books, and because of that, in the TV series, normal writers just had to like end this fucking epic saga, and it wasn't written by the right guy. So they honestly didn't do the worst job ever. They just didn't do as good of a job as he's gonna do. So yeah.
I actually bought a book at Barnes and Noble, and the book that I got is called Unsolved Mysteries. So actually, there's something I do want to read from this book for you, Ashton.
Oh,
I
for
think
me?
you're gonna like it.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
I didn't know you read books, Emma. Not to be mean.
No, you're fine. I actually, it's one of my hobbies I like to do. Um.
Oh, that's cool.
So.
Indubitably.
Indubitably.
Okay.
I was drinking boba. Alright. So what I'm reading from is... Fuck, I'm trying to move my mic closer.
You're good.
Okay. It's called The Amber Room, Mystery Number 12. Date 1701, and location St. Petersburg in Russia.
Oh, okay.
Alright. I'm pretty sure you're gonna know where this is at. Okay. A priceless collection of extinguished amber panels making up one of Russia's most treasured artifacts was looted by Nazis and never recovered and whereabouts remain. One of the greatest arts and mystery of the century, which was part of the replica Amber Room and the Catherine Palace, suggesting the ornate magnificence of the original. So, where that is, if I can find it, where the death of Queen Sophie, Charlotte, and Frederick I don't think they say which one. Oh, Frederick the First, of course. Frederick William. Fuck, if I can find the where is it? I should probably found it first before I rushed into this. God damn it.
Oh, you're good. Is the mystery that they don't know where this like piece of jewelry thing went? This amber jewelry?
It's actually funny. It's actually a room. Like, they literally took a piece of a wall.
Wait, they took a whole ass room?
It's a wall they took.
Okay. Oh, I believe it. The Nazis stole a bunch of art and treasure when they invaded Europe and Russia.
It's so weird because it's called the Amber Room.
Yeah.
And the way it looks like is literally a wall made out of gold.
Here, let me see. The Russian...
The Amber Room.
Amber Room. Search.
Which is a pretty... and there's theories where in West Germany, the strawberry farmer amateur historian George Stein took up the hunt for the Amber Room after previously helping to I can never read that. Repatriate?
Yeah, whatever, it's close enough.
Okay, I'll try. Other art treasures in the Russia. A suspect letter purporting to be an SS officer led him to believe that the room had been shipped off to Kongsberg, to the old mining complex in Lower Saxony. Although searches here proved fruitless, over the next 25 years, the hunt for the room... Well, yeah, they basically stole a whole fucking room.
Yeah. Here, for those listening, I brought it up on screen. This thing's ridiculous.
Pretty magnificent mysteries.
Yeah. I don't know how they would have done that. I mean, I guess they could have removed things bit by bit. So it might they're not looking for the room anymore. They're probably looking for specific pieces.
Artifacts.
Yeah, because a lot of it's carved. A lot of it looks like it can be pried out of the wall. A lot of it's like, you know what I'm saying?
So like
And
it's actually a
yeah,
room.
this is
It
weird.
was like a separate room itself that it was kept in a storage, and then 1743.
Kept in storage, bitch. You can't keep a whole room in storage. It's got a painting on the ceiling as well. Have you seen that?
Shit, yeah, I've seen it on my book right here. It's, the way they designed it, it's literally a
It's
room
like
in
a
gold.
ballroom. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't say how big it is. Does it tell you on there?
Let me look. I just looked up
This
images.
happened in World War II. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's well, Hema. When the fuck were there Nazis? Come
Oh,
on.
oh, sorry, sorry, sorry.
The amber room has a
I
chamber
literally said
decorated
Nazis too.
amber panels backed with gold leaf and mirrors, located in Catherine Palace of Zarkoi Cello something. Here, I'm clicking on this. Um. Oh yeah, there's like fucking statues in there and stuff, and
So, to his dismay, he found the city in ruins and most of the
no,
castle burned out of
bro, it's
shell, penetrating
590
to the.
square feet, and it had
Yeah.
13,000 pounds of amber, whatever amber is, over 6
Uh,
tons.
Amid the ashes were carbonized remains of three of the four Florentine muxels from the amber room. One of the rest of the room where there was no sign.
Hmm.
So they honestly, it's somewhere still hidden because only parts and pieces of it have what was kept from the building, whatever where the storage room was at.
No, I bet they took it
Uh,
apart. I bet they
yeah,
took it apart completely, and like the super rich and powerful, especially those in Nazi Germany, had like one panel or something hanging up in their house and shit. I bet that's what happened.
when they're thinking that they when they return back home without no fucking idea where the room is, they think that it had been destroyed in the castle fire or a casualty of war, um, which I highly doubt if it's
Oh,
missing.
they'd
Only
find more of it. Yeah.
yeah,
No, I think it's been taken apart, and certain parts of it are probably littered all over the world. To be totally honest. Not to
yeah. I
mention the Nazis hid a bunch of treasure and like damn near buried it after World War II, and it still hasn't been found to this day. Like there's a shit ton of Nazi treasure that's still missing,
yeah.
not just this room.
They actually talk
Yeah.
about the Mary Celeste, which is the ship that people think that it got sunk by some mysterious creature. But the boat's name was the Celeste, of course. And it sank in the Atlantic Ocean off the Azores. Azores. There's a lot of cool shit. I think you'll be interested about this book.
It is interesting. Well, I especially like that it's Russian. I've got a fascination with Russian culture.
Dude, this talks about a lot of about Russia.
That's cool. Well,
Oh,
something else that's interesting that I think supports my theory that the Nazis just took bits and pieces of it and distributed it with people or sold it.
oh, the black market.
Well, not even just that. The Nazis like were trying to perpetuate a warrior culture again, kind of. Like they're fascists and they're nationalistic, and the Nazis believed that like conquering other countries should be like part of their culture because it proves strength. Because what Germany was a monarchy before in World War One, and it was like this. It was the kind of monarchy that created things like this amber room we're looking at. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And after World War One, when the Nazis lost, we put them in so much debt and destroyed their economy so much that they were all starving and didn't have work or jobs, and they went from one of the most powerful countries in the world to one of the worst. And World War Two was basically their rebound and them wanting revenge on everybody after World War One. And so the Nazis perpetuating this like warrior conqueror culture type stuff, like going to other countries, defeating them in battle, and then taking back trophies is definitely something they would do. You get what I'm saying?
God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, the Nazis are complicated, that's for sure. And
Yeah.
according to Badger, they believed in the occult, by the way.
No way, really?
Oh yeah, here. Let me look this up for you. The Nazi occult division. They believed in another dimension that like is where humans came from, and like it's a secret to the universe type of shit. Like in Nazi Zombies, the video game, the Agartha dimension you go to in like Black Ops 3 and stuff. Maybe not.
Flashback. I'm thinking of now.
Oh, you don't think you remember?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Here. Bringing this on screen for anybody who's interested. The association of Nazism with occultism occurs in a wide range of theories, speculation, and research into the origins of Nazism and into Nazism's possible relationship with various occult traditions. Such ideas have flourished as part of popular culture since at least the early 1940s during World War II and gained renewed popularity starting in the 1960s. Books on the topic include The Morning of the Magicians, The Spear of Density, whatever, or Destiny. Nazism and the occultism have also been featured in numerous documentaries, films, novels, and comic books and other fictional media. Notable examples include The Raiders of the Lost Ark and Wolfenstein, the video game series and comic book series, Hellboy. Let me see. The occult roots of Nazism, in which he argued there were in fact links between some ideals of Aristophy and Nazi ideology. Aristophy is probably believing in like the Aryans. You know what I'm saying? Thinking they're like the best people. Oh, actually, here, Armanism and Aristophy are esoteric ideological systems that were pioneered by Guido von List and Georg Lanz von Leibniz, respectively, in Austria between 1890 and 1930. The term Aristophy, which means the wisdom of the Aryans, that makes sense. Alright. So, the way it was explained to me by Badger, because there's more on that here. The way he explained it to me was the Nazis believed, some people believe humans come from, like, aliens and shit. They're like, we're not native to Earth. Have you ever heard that theory before?
Not.
Oh, okay, well, like, me believing in intelligent design and stuff, like, okay, here we go, everybody, we're bringing everything full circle. So you know how I said I believe in intelligent design, that, like, I think the universe is kind of, like, designed like a machine, right? That also implies that I believe in a god, because somebody had to design that machine. Well, that doesn't mean I believe in, like, the Christian god. That doesn't mean I believe in some guy sitting up in the clouds, like, fucking magic, right? My god could just be a race of super, super advanced aliens we can't comprehend. You get what I'm saying? Like, nothing says it can't be. And the Nazis kind of believed that human beings came from another dimension called Agartha, and that's who the Aryans were. That's who the Aryan blonde hair, blue eyes, like everything they thought was perfect. That's where they think it came from. That those were like the true Aryans, and fucking they kind of thought that like Agartha was home to like the Forerunners, kind of like from Halo type shit. They believed that there's more advanced. Yeah, they believe that there's more advanced humans out there in another dimension, and we're just like in the wrong place and time, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, real crazy shit. That's for sure.
No, that's what the fuck, man.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
actually going.
Yeah, like now you can see why they thought they were like perfect human beings, because they thought everybody else was like not human anymore. Because they weren't Aryan. Very, very weird. Oh, yeah. Real crazy shit.
Is that why they hunt down the Jews?
That's part of the reason. Well, if you want to, like, there's loads of theories behind that, right?
I don't know which one is, like, nobody knows what the real reason why they're just hunting them down.
Nobody knows 100%. Like, for instance, there's people like me who I do believe the Nazis were racist, and I think that's awful. Like, I gotta get all my fucking disclosures out of the way. I don't support Nazism. It's awful. Racism's bad. Genocide's bad. It's all bad. Okay?
All colors are the same.
Yeah. like that's basically how I see things. So,
Unless you're
but
colorblind, then you just see one color.
no, or not Mick. Badger, he's colorblind, and it's just hard for him to see like hues of red. Apparently,
Oh, really?
yeah, that's his kind of colorblindness. There's a few different kinds, but normally they're only bad at seeing a few kinds of colors. They just look like different colors. Like I've gone to his house before
Oh,
and played Battlefield, and he has colorblind correctness on, and
no
his
way.
allies are orange and the enemies are green. Yeah, and to him the color green he sees red, and the
Mhm.
color like orange-ish he sees green, like yellowish orange.
If he sees a dog that's, you know, would he see like a golden retriever? Would he still see a yellow or red?
Um, I don't know because it's not that his colors are flip flopped, but to him he can see red. It's just weird looking. Do you get what I'm saying?
But
Like
he'd
if I
probably see if he sees
yeah
a dog out of nowhere, he'd probably think like, oh shit, it's Clifford.
like have you ever heard somebody say the trippy conversation where it's like, how do you know my blue is your blue? Like if I look at the sky and say the sky's blue, you look at the sky and say the sky's blue. How do I know you're seeing the same color through my eyes? And you just haven't categorized a different color, that color blue.
Can't you just ask each other what color it is?
No, here. Think about it this way. So when we're kids, we're taught the colors, right?
Huh.
Right. No, just as I can't read your mind, you can't see things through my eyes, right? So, if if when you're being taught colors, you're told this is blue, this is red, this is yellow, this is like you when you're taught colors, you're taught them
Oh,
visually, right?
right.
So all it takes is when you're being taught colors, your blue and your yellow are flipped, right? In everything you see. When you see what I would see blue, you see yellow, okay? And then vice versa. We would never know that we're seeing two different colors. Because
Trippy.
because what you call the color of the sky and what I call the color of the sky have the same name, but we're seeing two different things.
Right.
Right.
Remember
So
that?
like
Remember that argument between that dress? I was like, if you see black or gold, and it's blue, we use a blue, gold, and black and white.
yeah, that kind of thing. That's what that theory was about, basically.
Kind of-
Yeah, so that's trippy to think about, obviously. But what I was saying about the Nazis, we really kept flying into different things there. Jesus. Um, fuck, I totally forgot what I was. Oh, my theory about the Nazis is that yeah, I believe that Hitler like radicalized the Nazis into hating the Jews. But I don't think it's because Hitler personally really cared all that much. I think Hitler was kind of like an evil genius in the way that he's like, I need slaves, and the best way to do that is to make the entire country hate this one group of people that can't defend themselves.
Which was really fascinated about it. And don't get me wrong, guys. Um, I was literally I said the same thing in high school. I said the wrong thing, saying I love the Nazi history, where they thought I was actually enthusiast. That I was
Yeah.
really into.
Well, yeah,
Um,
it sucks when you're just like interested in something and people automatically think you're like a sympathizer or something.
oh, dude, it was fucking bullshit. I just meant that I liked the history of it, but the fact
You
that
liked learning
some
about it. Yeah.
one person can have the effect of millions and millions of people's minds.
Oh yeah, this is
That's
something.
the one thing.
Yeah, like this is the big question. Like for instance, there's a philosopher in Italy during like the Renaissance time period. I think something around that time. His name was Machiavelli.
Right?
He created the quote, "The ends justify the means," and so that means like regardless of what it takes to get what you want, it's worth it. Is what he's saying. Do you get what I'm saying? Like like
Like,
like if we could end world hunger tomorrow, but all you had to do was shoot a baby, would you do it?
yeah.
You'd do it?
Yeah, I would do it.
Well, that's Machiavellian, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
What would you do?
what would I do?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I have this moral belief that like the greater good isn't good. Like, how do I explain it?
Okay.
I don't
It's not
think
cheap.
the greater good isn't good if it's built on a foundation of evil.
Oh. It's too late to change my answer.
Well, yeah, I disagree with your answer, but
Okay, listen though. If
yeah,
it's like instead of ending world hunger, because nobody gives a fuck about that. Instead of would you? I hate to say it again, but would you shoot a baby for a how to explain this for equality? Would you shoot the baby?
no.
No. Oh fuck! I
See,
shoot that baby in a heartbeat.
how do I explain it? Um, I just disagree with Machiavelli. I don't believe the ends justify the means. Do you
Hmm.
get what I'm saying? Like there are limits I won't cross to get what I want or what I deem as good.
Right.
That's just who I am, and the reason I believe that personally is because it's like the ends justify the means generally involve somebody dying somehow to get what you want. Like that's when it's really applied. It's applied for like greater good situations, making sacrifices and stuff. And all it takes is for you to be the person being sacrificed for you to now disagree with Machiavelli. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the reason I couldn't ever in this theoretical or in this hypothetical question kill the baby to cause equality tomorrow um is because what if I'm that baby? Like
I
it's the
shoot a
golden
heartbeat.
rule. I'm sure you would. So what was I saying? Oh, but this is also what Hitler applied. So for instance, there's a saying that like the best villains are the ones who don't know they're the bad guys, who like
They think they're
think they're
doing
doing
something for a
something
good
good.
cause.
Yeah, so if Hitler actually believed in this Aryan race, if he actually just thought he was saving Germany from a Great Depression and from the rest of the world bullying them after World War One, if he really thought he was the hero, right? Then all of the genocide and all of the terrible stuff he's doing, he thinks is justified to get the utopia he's trying to build tomorrow.
Right.
Right. And that's how I view Hitler. That doesn't make him a good guy. He's still a bad guy. You just don't think he knew it. That's how I look
But
at it. Yeah, he's still evil. Like he's evil as shit. He's just a well-written villain if you actually like read his books and study like the history around him and all that kind of stuff.
mhm. There.
Yeah.
One thing though is that when this
Hold up, you're glitching out a little bit.
was part of the Nazi army, like legit, side by side with Hitler, found out where he lived at. He was a fucking old man. I honestly felt bad for him because he was trying to live a peaceful life now, but then he said he regretted it. But literally, a fucking whole gang of Jewish people were like camping outside his home, like young adults of Jewish people were ganging up on like a 102-year-old man or 106, however
Wait,
old he
so
was.
time out. You're
They're
talking about an ex-Nazi? They found an ex-Nazi?
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Which the poor guy, I believe he was carried out by policemen because they wanted him to stay there in that house by
Yeah, 'cause he'd
himself.
die.
Yeah. Which it was very shocking that there is some sort of more of action that people would take just because of something that happened long ago, where the man had nothing. Well, the man has some things to do about it, but not in the present. He has nothing else to do but live with that for the rest of his life. That's
Well,
enough
yeah.
suffer that person said. He even said he regretted it.
It depends. It depends. So, like, for instance, maybe, like, there's more gray area to that. Like, maybe he should be in prison for the crimes he committed. That doesn't mean you should kill him, but maybe he should be put in prison. Maybe he should just be left
What
with that
crime?
on his conscience for the rest of his life.
What crime would you put him in if that shit was like already had been done?
Was he a
Like
high-ranking Nazi, or was he just, like, a Nazi soldier? Like, what was he?
he was
You gotta
part of
understand that
a
after World War II, the vast majority of the German male population had been Nazis at one point, and they had to go live their lives like normal people after the war.
right.
Like
With
they didn't just kill all of the Nazi soldiers. Those Nazi soldiers had to go back to being people after the war. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm just actually gonna look it up because I don't know if they arrested him or not. But
Yeah.
the fact is, like, what crime would you commit that person that's happened
Forever
within?
ago.
Yeah,
Well, it depends on what he was. That's why I'm asking if he was like a high-ranking German officer or something. Because like if he was in charge of killing Jews, like at a concentration camp or something, then his charge would be genocide and mass murder.
that cool. Or actually, I saw it on the news.
Yeah. No, I actually kind of agree with you. There's how do I explain it? It's not that I don't think he should be punished. It's that if he actually sees the error of his ways, then he's punishing himself every day. It's kind of how I
Yeah,
look at it, especially now that he's old and can't cause anybody else any more harm. Is how I look at it. Um, and then on
he
top of
was
that,
arrested.
yeah, I believe it. On top of that, it gets even worse than that. It's like a lot of people don't understand that. Like I don't know what position this guy was in. I don't know how important or influential he was. But if he's still alive today, then if he's still alive today, then he might have been fairly young during the war. Do you get what I'm saying? And if he was fairly young during the war, people don't like to understand or don't like to remember that the Nazis from little kids and up were taught that Jews were like the bad guys. They were taught that the Jews were ruining their society. They were sent off to Hitler youth camps. They were brainwashed from a very young age to believe in this one thing. So
Yeah.
it's like can you truly blame somebody for being brainwashed? Like a bunch of people in North Korea actually believe Kim Jong Un is God, the god of reality, when he's actually the leader of one of the weakest countries on earth. It's like,
Uh, so um, what he did, or
what did
what
he
he
do?
was back in the organization,
Yeah,
was he was the one that helped massacre civilians and resistant fighters throughout the Ukraine and Poland and helped suppress the Warsaw Uprising.
oh jeez.
He was also the commander of the Nazis' SS unit responsible for killing scores of women and children during World War II. He was 93 years old when he was living in Minnesota. So,
No, yeah, he did some pretty terrible shit.
fuck yeah, that's,
You still feel that way?
dude. Uh, the fact that somebody actually found out about that is kind of dirty,
Yeah.
very dirty. But yeah, I kind of felt bad still. I still see remorse in some people, but the fact that this fucker's gotta live with that shit though.
It's a big part of the question is do you know for sure that he's sorry? Like you can't know for sure. Do you get what I'm saying?
The
That's a
article
bit
doesn't actually explain that. It says help will be provided to take steps to examine and blah 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 blah. Expert extradite will be made.
sending him to Germany probably.
Uh huh.
But yeah, so
Oh
like
yeah.
if you can't prove whether or not somebody's sorry, and that's what part of the problem is. And even if he is sorry, that doesn't make all of those lives disappear. Or that doesn't make all of the sins he's committed disappear. Like it's a very hard situation because it's yeah.
So yeah, so what they did is that after accusations, they decided to deport him in Germany in 2009.
Yep.
In 2011, back in Germany, he was found guilty of being an accessory to murder and sentenced to 5 years, where he died the following year.
I believe it.
Yeah, yeah,
That's how it happens.
no.
And
They do,
and that's
they
the
do like
that's
that.
the middle ground. He committed terrible crimes because like he's Nazi leadership. That's when you actually should probably be prosecuted.
Mhm.
When I'm saying you shouldn't is when you're like one of the grunts on the ground because it's like you're following orders. If you don't follow orders, there's repercussions to you and your entire family and your existence. Like for instance, if you're in the North Korean military, you're one of the bad guys. But if you don't join the North Korean military, your family starves. So like when that's why I say normal people in Germany, people who are Nazis but not the leaders, not the ones causing all of it, just listening to orders, you can't treat them like they're the ideology. They were just trying to survive, and they were just trying to live in the society they were born in. That's what a lot of people don't understand a lot of the time.
That fucking sucks, man.
Oh yeah, and it happens in the United States South versus North debate, like in the Civil War, the war fought on slavery and stuff. A lot of people don't accept the fact that Southerners were taught from a very young age that black folks weren't human, or at least weren't as human as white people. And it's not like that doesn't excuse any of the atrocities that happened, but it does explain them. It explains how humans can be capable of terrible things when they don't think it's evil. Do you get what I'm saying? When they don't know. And that's like... I mean, it's probably a good thing not everybody sees the gray area like that, because if they did, nobody would ever pay for their sins ever. Most bad deeds are done when people think they're the good guys. So yeah. That got dark really quick. You got me talking about Nazis and shit. What the hell?
Okay, other than that, there was a Inside Edition where a 43,000-year-old frozen lion cubs found in Russia. So
yeah, I'm excited for that one. It's like a saber-toothed tiger or some shit. They're gonna try to use its DNA to bring it back, I think.
Dude, that's just crazy. 43,000-year-old. I want that fucking dinosaur, sea animal. What's it called?
The mosasaur?
Yeah.
Hell no. I'm already
Dude,
afraid of I'm already afraid of the ocean as it is.
Who doesn't say it doesn't still exist? There's some things that we don't know. You know, only at like 8% of the ocean has been discovered.
Yes, I'm aware. I'm
Jesus
aware of
Christ.
how vast and terrifying the ocean is, Emma. The ocean freaks me out. There could be a whole nother race of sentient beings living down there and we wouldn't even know.
It was up to 10%. I don't know what's the percentage now. 5%! Just 5% of the ocean has been discovered. Or have been explored. Fuck?
You and Hector both. You're both obsessed with the ocean. And how
Why? What did
creepy
Hector
and weird
say?
it is. He said the same thing, basically. He's like, man, we don't know shit. This is what he said. He's like, that shit's terrifying.
We need to send more people down there. Fuck the moon. Fuck the planets.
No, I want to get off of this planet because it has the ocean. I hate the ocean. It's terrifying. I'd much rather go live out in space somewhere else. A world where there's no oceans.
With you, I fucking hate space. That is less land, less water. You have to fucking go to another planet that will take at least a couple years just to get there, or at least weeks.
No, I'm pretty stoked for space travel.
Oh, fuck you, man.
I am. Like, as long as I know for sure I'm not gonna die, like, in transit, I'm down for space travel. For sure.
You be fine with space travel?
Yeah.
That, dude.
Space
There's
travel
some
would be
side
epic.
effects.
Side effects? There's no side effects to space travel, as long as you do it right.
Exactly, as long as you
There's
fucking
no more
do it
side
right.
effects to that than, like, things that can go wrong on a plane.
Anything could go wrong.
Anything can go wrong on a plane, and you've gotten on loads of those.
Oh, I was actually gonna make a joke, but never mind.
What joke? What were you gonna say?
No.
You about to say some seriously fucked up stuff?
Yeah, that's why I hold myself back.
Say it. I can edit it out if it's too fucked up. I don't give a shit.
Dude, plans could go wrong because you actually might run over a building.
Run over a building.
Yep.
Yeah. 9/11 jokes, good.
Dude.
Nah, yeah, I'm not even gonna mark that down. You're fine. Again, YouTube only cares about the C word and the V word right now. The pandemic shit. Otherwise, they don't give a shit. Like obviously we can't like say the N word or something. But other
Never?
than that, no, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I got
you're
too
funny.
scared.
Well, you might be able to get away with it because you're a minority. You being like Latina and all that kind of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but people don't fucking know that. I literally had a coworker of mine who she was talking about how her family was being Jamaican. And I was like, oh yeah, but I wonder what's the most stereotype that people think of Mexican as. And I had a response saying that, well, there's that Home Depot joke about us. She's like, You're Mexican? I was like, yeah. So you don't look Mexican. You look pretty Caucasian to me. I was like,
I don't think you look
the
Caucasian
fuck?
at all. From what I've seen of you, you look Mexican as shit, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like I can make fun of my own race because that's me.
Nah, everybody hates my race right now. So, like,
Caucasians?
yeah.
Dude, I don't blame you.
What? I don't hate my race. Everybody else hates my race.
Well, it's okay. Honestly, in all honesty, point, it's anybody's race that are making their own race look bad. There's people who are just embarrassing themselves in public and just fucking. The only thing that people don't like about Caucasians that what's most trending is the Karens, which there's actually about 60% of Caucasian women are Karen, and
Okay,
the other.
time out. Time out.
Yeah.
Okay. You pulled that 60% thing totally out your ass.
If you think about
You
it, that's
just
like
made
the
that
most.
shit up. Yes, I think almost all of the Karens are Caucasian, but it's deeper than just race. It's middle
Any
middle
race.
to upper class, past the age of 30, white women.
But what do you think that people think of a Karen look like? A
Oh, it's
Caucasian
it's always
woman.
it's always a rich, like, older white woman. That's always what it is.
Even
Generally.
if they pull an American Express, that means they think people that they're like an upper class where it has nothing to do with their rankings at all. Because if you
No,
people
the
think that
reason the class matters with the Karens is because the entitled attitude. The entitled attitude and,
oh
like, thinking they're superior and, like, them acting racist and shit a lot of the time. That's why the class matters.
right.
Right. And yeah, cuz, like, and like, obviously there are poor Karens. They exist. But it's just the stereotype is, like, an upper middle class, older, like older than 30 or 35, like, white woman
Mm-hmm.
with, like, the short Karen haircut and all that kind of stuff. But yeah. No, I fucking hate the Karen thing. It's just a total example of our lives get too easy at a certain point. And when your life is too easy, you do stupid shit and become entitled and you're irritating.
We literally had a Karen this morning about how the first generation of Ring, she wanted to replace her batteries. Where the second generation of Rings, their batteries are not compatible for the old ones. She was calling one of my coworkers stupid, and this guy fucking held back as hard as he could because this guy would have went off on this lady.
Oh yeah.
But fucking somebody saying that no, you're wrong, I'm right. You can't get away with that bullshit because no matter what, you're gonna be wrong about something that people are knowledgeable about.
Yeah, you're gonna be
But yeah,
wrong eventually.
dude, I love dealing with stupid people.
Yeah, I dealt with a lot of Karens and stuff at Walmart when I was working there. Pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, okay. There was this Karen because I used to work out in lawn and garden at Walmart for a while, and something I did was I loaded up people's cars with, like, mulch or bagged rock or whatever the fuck, like, landscaping shit. And this Karen came in and specifically found our, like, pallet of torn up bags that, like, are eventually going to be put on clearance and stuff because they're all tore up and, like, broken and shit, and they're not going to be sold for full price. And she goes in, finds these torn up bags, and it's like, I want to take all these bags, and how much are you going to take off for them? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I could take off, like, 50 cents a bag or something. And she, like, threw a fit and lost her shit. Because, like, my manager wasn't out there, and I was, like, fairly new, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. And she's like, take off a few dollars. And I'm like, ma'am, I can't do that. The fucking cash register is going to tell me I'm stealing and, like, probably send out an alert or something if I try to discount you more than what I offered. And she threw a fit and started freaking out. So I try to do it. It sends out an alert, and I have to call a manager down to help. And I'm, like, the only person out in lawn and garden, so there's nothing I could do about it. And she holds up the line for, like probably 45 minutes while the line's just stacking up with people, and this manager finally comes out to help me out and override this discount transfer. And my manager just gives her what she wants, and I'm like, God damn it, you shouldn't have done that. But my manager
Well, we
just
have to
gives her
make
what
the
she wants.
customers happy, which is
Yeah,
fucking bullshit.
it is bullshit. But she just gives her what she wants, and like basically damn near gives her these bags for free.
Mhm.
And fucking next thing I know, the Karen like asks me if I'm gonna help her load up her trunk or whatever. I'm like, yeah, sure, I can do that. And I go and start loading up her trunk, and she starts like throwing a fit at me that some of these bags are spilling in the back of her car. And I'm like, bitch, you specifically went out of your way to grab the torn up bags that have holes in them. The fuck you mean they're spilling in your car? And like I actually went off at her and like cussed her out and yelled at her and shit. And she drove away all mad.
I'm proud of you.
Oh yeah, and there was no repercussions either. Like I didn't get in trouble for that. So that
Oh
was
my
nice.
god, I had these two couples who wanted me to deliver a certain computer to their daughter in California. This motherfucker is like, because it was like a no sales tax for college students. And I explained to him why it was offering him tax because we were shipping it out of fucking state. He was like, it should still
It's the
offer for the
shipping
sales
tax.
tax.
It's not the sales tax.
This motherfucker is like, this is bullshit. Where's your manager? I'm like, I'm not gonna send my manager out here to tell you the exact same thing I'm telling you. He was like, I think your guys' business is unprofessional. I was like, sir, I think what you're saying to me is unprofessional when I'm trying to be real professional with you, sir. And he was so fucking mad. Like, I had enough of this guy. I won't get fired for saying shit to them because I'm really being honest with them, being professional and trying to help them out.
Right.
But this guy wanted me to discount $23 for the shipping tax, where if he wants his daughter to have it by tomorrow, then I'll do what I can. But I told him there might be a charging fee for it with the sales tax. I wouldn't offer for it.
Right.
Ooh. Oh god.
He just lost his shit.
Dude. It's not that he was like, yelling or anything, but he gave like a fucking an attitude was like a politely fuck off.
Okay.
Great. Oh, fucking great.
That's awful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I've had lots of ridiculous shit working at Walmart. It just gives me PTSD thinking about it. I fucking hate it sometimes because a lot of the time when I like go to Walmart with a photographer or somebody or like just like to go grab some shit real quick, it's like everybody there knows me. And they all want to like talk to me and stuff, and I'm just like, god damn it, man, I just wanted to grab a water bottle and fucking leave. I don't want to be here longer than I have to. I hate this place. And like, you know, I'm all weird and introverted as it is. So it's like, please don't talk to me in public, just let me fucking disappear. God damn it. It was hard enough to come into the grocery store, and now I have to talk to people? Fuck. Like, I'm one of those guys who will use the self-checkout no matter what. Like, I'm not talking to a fucking cashier for anything. I refuse. That's just who I am.
Don't blame me, man.
Oh yeah, I can't.
On a sidetrack note, though, are you and your girlfriend doing anything for Halloween?
Are we doing anything for Halloween?
Yeah.
That's a while from now.
Well, I like Halloween. Halloween's my favorite holiday. As soon as we've been talking about all this stuff, I've been looking at Halloween costumes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Normally the friend group does something around Halloween. I try to bring her with. Last time I threw this like fucking pool tournament party thing in my basement with my pool table.
Okay.
And I got super fucking drunk. That was fun. But I don't think I'm doing that this year because I don't think my parents enjoy me like throwing a fucking rager down in their basement. So yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan did like a bonfire or something. Go smoke some doinks with them Amish. You know what I'm saying?
Or he does that now, huh?
Pot?
Yeah.
Yeah, every once in a while. He went on a bender with it where he did it like a bunch and then he stopped. So like I'd say now he does it a healthy amount. But he went on a bender with it where he's like doing it all the time. I was like, dang, all right. I used to really have this like air about me where I thought I was better than everybody because I didn't have any substance addictions. And I realized that was immature and stupid of me.
It's really stupid of you.
Damn, Emma.
Oh, I'm sorry. You let me say that. Nah, man, you did nothing wrong.
No, yeah, like I used to think anybody who was addicted to stuff was just like a weak person for a really long time, or like even a bad person. And I remember when we were way younger, I found out Rye Guy smoked some pot and thought like he was just an asshole for doing that. Basically, I thought the same thing when Badger started smoking pot. Like he tried it once or something, and I like judged him super hard. And now I've just like done a 180, and I just don't care. I'm super libertarian about that kind of stuff. I don't know. I was like super conservative when I was younger.
You know what?
What?
I I don't know. I think it should just be. I think it should just be recreational now.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have an inflatable costume for Halloween.
What what are you gonna wear?
Fucking Godzilla.
Okay, that's alright. I'm pro
There's
that.
a there's a kangaroo where you get to be in the mama pouch. And you're basically the baby kangaroo, and the kangaroo like looks like it's holding you.
That's interesting.
Dude, I would love to wear this to work. I'm actually gonna try and see if I can get a playable costume and see if I can wear it to work.
I
Because that would make so many people's day on Halloween.
I'd dress
If
up
we're
as
like,
something political if I did Halloween dress up probably.
mhm.
I thought
Oh, there's a
about
plague
doing.
doctor.
There's a what?
There's a plague doctor that's trending for Halloween this year.
Oh God, that makes sense, but oh God, that's awful.
Yeah. Go ahead. You were saying that before.
I don't fucking remember anymore.
Sorry.
Honestly, like I might be hitting a wall now. This might be it for this episode. We talked about a bunch of random shit though. Jesus, you had me all over the place.
I'm chatty microbe. I don't know.
There you go. Well, thanks for being on another episode. I appreciate it. I went another 2 weeks without uploading, and I gotta try to stop fucking doing that.
Yeah, man, no fucking problem.
Alright. With that, we'll call it there. Goodbye, everybody.
Ciao.